All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Post Credit Chat. My name is Mark, and this is Sam. We are, as I said, Post Credit Chat, and you can find us at a few different socials. You can find us at Instagram, TikTok, BlueSky, X, and YouTube, all at Post Credit Chat. Our TikTok, if you go there, it might be a kid's account for right now because I set it up incorrectly. And so that's my fault. But hopefully we could get that sorted out soon with TikTok and they'll be good about getting back to us. So that would be the best outcome, hopefully. We hope everyone has had a great end of the week. We're excited to be recording with you guys today. We have a great lineup today. We're going to be talking about a few different things. We're going to be talking really a lot of heavy Nintendo Switch news, or Nintendo news, I should say. But we got Nintendo Switch 2 right on the docket. We know it's been out for some time now. However, our main man, Sam, has actually gotten a Nintendo Switch 2. And so I'm excited to get his impressions on that. And we are also going to be talking Nintendo Direct that filmed on July 31st, last Thursday. Also, Nintendo Switch price hikes and more. We're very excited about all these different things to talk about with you guys. So, but first, Sam, I do have a fun little game that I want us to play together.
All right.
It is called This or That. All right. This is going to be
Oh gosh.
this is going to be fun. I really, did not do anything out of the ordinary that was like too crazy with this. But let's just see kind of what we get with this. All right. I'm just gonna name a few different ones. This or that, Sam. Every game is now a live service title, or every game releases broken and never gets patched.
Oh my gosh.
I know this or that. What do you
These
prefer?
are kind of terrible.
So you only play live service games, or you could have non-live service games, but they always release broken and never
how
get patched.
how broken? How broken are we talking?
Not Cyberpunk 2077 broken, but
Okay.
we'll just say Star Wars Jedi Survivor broken. How about that?
Ooh.
Which isn't as bad as Cyberpunk 2077.
No, it's not as bad, but it's still not good.
Still broken.
I'll have to go live service. I mean,
Live service?
yeah.
Okay.
Is
Are you like one of the haters of live service, or are you like pretty okay with live
I
service?
I think it is good in some cases and bad in others. Like
Okay.
I like games that just ship with everything, you know?
Yeah, well, and we'll be talking a little bit about later in the show, especially with some of our radar news we got coming up. But there's some fun live service games you and I have gotten to play together over the years.
That's true. That's true.
Um, let's see here. Um, okay, no, I don't like that one. You get one free AAA game every month, but you must 100% it before moving on, or you pay $120 for every game with no refund option.
Wow. I mean,
Let me ask you something. How big is your video game backlog?
oh, it's massive. Like,
Is it?
I probably have a lot. It's a lot. I don't know the exact number, but it's like 30, 40. It's up there.
Is it? Okay. I mean, what about like, because you obviously have Steam. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
are you somebody who like buys all these games on Steam when they go on sale? That's
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely
I see them and I'm like, well, that's a great price. I'll play it eventually.
might as well get it.
It's like,
$3. What is it?
I,
The deep discounts that they do?
yeah,
Is that what
yeah.
it's called? Okay.
It's something like that. And then I know for a fact there are a few games that I picked up for $4 2 years ago and haven't touched since. It's like they got me.
Oh, and it's funny. There's a lot of games that release that are like, well, not release, but they get really heavy discounts on Steam. And I've already played them and already bought them on PlayStation or
Yeah.
Xbox or Switch, and I rebuy them again. So, let's do one more. I don't really like this one. So, it only play games with no save feature, or only play games where every death deletes your save.
I mean, shoot. So you
Play games with no save feature, or only play games where every death deletes your save. Which is that what you were talking about with Doom? Eternal
Yeah,
the other day.
yeah. So, but the
It's
thing
basically
is,
that.
I mean, the amount of time that went into that was absolutely unreal. But then you're saying on the other side of it, you have to play sometimes 16 to 20 hours straight to finish a game.
Yeah.
Or if you get a game like Elden Ring,
Yep.
40 maybe. Like,
That could be it. I
oh
don't know,
man.
man.
I think I'd have to go with Death just because,
Okay.
like, there's no way you're playing a whole game in one sitting in
So
most cases.
every death deletes your save.
But I
I
mean,
don't know.
so and that works for games like I don't know if you're playing Pokemon or something, you'll be fine.
That's fair.
You don't die in that game.
I'd play Animal Crossing.
Hmm. Yeah, easy. There's some loopholes,
Have
but
a Tom Nook, if I miss rent, comes over and kills me.
yeah.
I love it. Well, that was fun. Great little opener of a game we got there. Sam, let's move on. Let's talk about our main story of the day. Nintendo Switch. There's a lot that I'm excited to talk about this with you for. But you have recently just purchased a Nintendo Switch 2.
Yes.
Now talk to me about this because you are primarily a PC player. What did Tell me this: how long have you been a PC player, and when was the last time you played or owned a console? Let's start there.
Well, I built my PC in 2016, so about 9 years. I've
Gosh,
had PC. Um, Obviously, I've done like upgrades and stuff to it since then. So it's still kicking. Um,
2016. That's crazy.
yeah, yeah. I built it in high school. And I played like Overwatch on it, and that was it.
Nice. Okay.
Because I had a laptop that I played games on before, and Overwatch did not run on that. So I was like, all right,
Oh, really?
I gotta upgrade. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, and then I had I still actually have it. I just don't use it. A PS2.
You still
Um,
have it?
yeah, I still have it. I don't know where it is, but I know I haven't gotten rid of it.
Is it like at y'all's house?
Yeah, yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
That's awesome.
It's pretty sweet. Like, I used it a little bit in college,
Yeah,
but uh, it feels a little dated.
that's
Believe it or
fun,
not.
man.
Um, and I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a good console. I played like I think maybe Skyrim. Did they have Skyrim on the PS2?
No,
No.
Skyrim was
That's
a, was it Oblivion or Morrowind?
oh yes, it was I think it was Oblivion.
Because Skyrim was Xbox
I
360.
played a
Here we are, a games
Elder
podcast, and
Scrolls.
now we're
Yeah, for real. I played at least one of the Elder Scrolls games on the PS2. Um and like, the obvious
yeah.
uh
Skyrim was Xbox 360, PS3.
okay.
I was like, when
Yeah.
you talk about these things, especially over online, you're like, you got to get your
Gosh.
facts right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But yeah, um, it's it's really it.
Okay. No, that's awesome. Switch 2, great, or Switch 2, sorry,
Oh,
PlayStation
yeah,
2, great console. I
it
loved
is.
my
Yes.
PlayStation 2 growing up. I thought that was fantastic. I played a lot of SSX, which is a snowboarding game, extreme snowboarding game where you could like break dance on your board and whatnot. I
Yes.
had the most fun with that game. I thought it was the best. And then SSX Tricky, SSX 3, and then SSX on Tour. All of these games released on the PlayStation 2, I believe. And here we are, like where we just struggle to get, you know, multiple games. I mean, Jack and Daxter 1, Jack 2, and Jack 3 all released on the PlayStation. So I'm over here getting salty on a, segment that we don't really need to get salty about. But anyways, fun little conversation there. But anyways, PlayStation 2 is the last console you owned. You've obviously played more consoles between then and now. I mean, I know you and I played Mario Kart before. We played Smash together before.
Oh yeah.
I want to know, kind of for you, for the Switch 2, it was cool because you just sent me a text with you holding a picture of you just holding a Nintendo Switch 2. I obviously got so hyped for you. I was very excited because that just meant you get to now have access to a huge, awesome library of games.
Oh yeah.
But what sparked the need to get the Switch 2?
Well, here I've wanted a Switch or a Nintendo console for a while.
Okay.
Just because the past year or two, we've been getting on PC some PlayStation exclusives and Xbox exclusives. So now it's like, well, the only thing that PC isn't getting are the Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And then, I'm seeing reviews for Donkey Kong Bonanza. Um, and then, I'm a Pokemon fan, so Legends ZA is coming out in like, I think 2 months.
Yep.
I it just seemed like a good move. And also, my wife was talking about, oh, there's a game she wanted to play on it. So I'm like, okay, let's roll with that.
What game is that?
It's a MMO called Palia. I've never heard of it. She got into it.
This is what she wants to play?
Yeah, she has been actually. She was playing it on
Oh,
my
wow.
PC before. But then obviously there was a conflict there because then we're both like, well, it's my turn with the PC.
Oh, yeah.
um, so we got the Switch 2. Admittedly, the game she was playing, there's a little bit of disappointment because obviously the Switch 2 doesn't have the hardware that the PC does, so it looks a little bit worse. But
Okay.
yeah, that's kind of part of it, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely a thing. I mean, my wife, she loves Harry Potter, and so she played
Hmm.
Hogwarts Legacy on the PlayStation 5. Um, and then, we got it for the Steam Deck. Didn't look as good. It ran fine, but didn't look as good. And we got it for the Switch 1. Looked horrible. And then when we got our Switch 2, we purchased the $10 upgrade, I think it was. And yeah, I mean, it looked a lot better. It's not amazing, but it's doable. And so you're finding, your wife, I guess, is the same way. Palia
Hmm.
is like playable, but it's not amazing looking.
Oh yeah, I mean it actually it's like barely playable. It exists, but like it's a little rough.
Okay.
But
Well, let me ask you this. When, because you now not only have your next console, but you also have like a handheld. So
yes,
this means you have a lot of options to like, you don't have to just sit at your desk at your PC, kind of like what we're doing now. You now
yeah.
have the option to kind of look in other places, like go lay on the couch, play there, go, a lot of people say play your console on the plane. I don't know how often you're taking flights or go play on the bus, or if you've got a car, I don't know if you're taking the bus, but just different options. And I'm not like, you know, taking a dump on anyone who takes the bus or anything. I'm just saying you personally, you are not really in those positions where you're having to take a bus.
No.
Where have you found yourself playing your Switch 2 that you would like not normally play a game?
I mean, a good example, like this weekend, I was sick, so I'm like, okay, well now I can play games on the couch, and it's just that easy.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Violet because I actually back when it came out, I bought it and used my old roommate's Switch One for it,
Okay.
and come to find, and I bought like the cartridge, so um, I didn't have to buy the game again, and it
Okay.
had a like pretty decent upgrade for the Switch too. So I've been playing that again.
Nice.
Still, kind of looks like it was um, designed for the N64, but it's a fun game.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Well, that's great. And it kind of leads us into the next thing. But I just want to know, aside from Pokemon Violet, what other games have you been playing? Did you get the bundled edition with Mario Kart World? Did you, if you didn't get it, did you shell out the however much, $90, 80, $90 it was to get Mario Kart World?
I haven't yet. I do plan on it,
Okay.
but when I went, they didn't have like the options, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna wait and then not have one at all because
Right.
you know. Um, but yeah, I think probably before Mario Kart, I'm gonna be getting Donkey Kong Bonanza just because
Yeah.
everything about that game looks excellent. Um, it just looks fun.
Yeah.
Um,
It's been great. I'm loving it so far.
yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot you've been playing it.
I've been playing it. And I will say over the weekend, um, I put probably over the weekend. I put a few more hours into the game, probably about 3 more hours into the game. You have like in Odyssey, you have different like kingdoms you go to, one kingdom to
Hmm.
the next, and then in Bonanza, you have like I don't know, I don't want to spoil it. So
Okay.
you have something similar. You go from one area to the next to the next. So yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. What I guess any other games you've kind of been looking at since you've gotten the Switch 2, or you saying like, "Oh man, now that I could kind of play this anywhere, it'd be really cool to go get this game."
I've actually so, I mean, you know this, I'm a huge fan of the Doom games, and they have I haven't gotten it yet, but they have some good sales going on those games. It's like, I come on.
Do they really? That's
Yeah, they
cool.
do.
Okay.
So I'll probably end up getting maybe 2016 or Eternal, I'm not too sure yet, but they're like
Okay.
$4. So,
That's pretty cool.
pretty
If they're
excited for
4
those.
bucks, I would snag that.
That's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying. Yeah, it's
Okay.
easy. And
That's awesome.
obviously, Skyrim's on there, and that's just big.
Yeah.
But that's something I'd get if it's like, okay, I have a week of my life to burn, you know?
Yeah. I recently repurchased Skyrim on the Steam Deck,
Mhm.
and then I did also purchase it for the Switch OLED, like, or Switch One. I guess they're the same thing as the Switch One, Switch OLED, but I purchased it for the Switch.
Mhm.
Gosh, 4 years ago, something like that, and it looked great. I mean, that game is old enough to where it's just going to look good on anything now.
Yeah.
Look good on the Switch, looks great on the Steam Deck. I'm sure it looks fantastic on the Steam or the Switch too. So that'd be cool. Checking that
Oh,
out.
yeah. Big time.
Um, I will say Mario Kart, man, one of the bigger questions is it, I'm curious. I need to look this up. How much does it cost? But let's see here. Is it worth the price that it is? 80 bucks. I don't know, man. We right now we're at a place before. I mean, this is not new news to anybody listening to this, but we're at a place where, we're looking at 69.99 for games. Before that, it was 59.99, and I remember growing up when they were 49.99. And so, I mean, we've seen games go up, but kind of out of the blue with the Switch too. I mean, we just got the rise to 69.99 just recently, a few years ago. Now we have Switch 2 come out, and they released or announced the 79.99 price point. And they've also announced, when asked why are they pricing it that, um, they responded with saying that we believe each game needs to be priced appropriately to how the game is. Like, so they really believe that Mario Kart World has earned the 79.99 price tag. However, when you look at a game like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Odyssey, these other games, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, with all of the DLC tracks that it had, those games don't quite fit the standard for the 79.99 price point. And so, what are your thoughts on the game increases that we are price increases that we are getting? Obviously, we have seen recently the price go up with the 69.99, and now we're at 7.99. Not too long after that price hike. So, what are your thoughts on all that?
I mean, my whole thing is 60 kind of felt like the sweet spot for games to me. It's like, yeah, that's a decent amount of money, but that seems reasonable. When it went to 69.99, it was like, okay, I mean that's higher, but it still feels like a reasonable jump. And then I feel like it was maybe a year of
Mhm.
it being like that 69.99 price point, and then Nintendo made that jump, and that's like, I don't know. I mean, you get to like 83, 84 after tax, and now it's like,
Right.
whoa, that's a lot.
It does. It adds up. And I mean, my thing is, I don't mind. Like, so when I look at Elden Ring, a game that was my really first introduction to a FromSoft game,
Hmm.
a game that I picked up and absolutely hated it, put it down. Was like, I just wasted 70 bucks. I'm not ever going to play this again. Came back to it like a year later. And I think I mean, I'd have to look on my PS5, but I think I have closer to like 120 something hours. I mean, I feel like I got my money's worth out of that game. I've
Oh,
not beaten it.
absolutely.
I don't think I'm anywhere near beating it. I've just loved like going around that world and exploring, but to pay 70 bucks for me to get 120 hours out of that game is just been amazing. And so, yeah, I think I could be wrong. I think NBA 2K was the first game to introduce the 69.99 price point. I think it was. Before that, we were at 59.99. I think NBA 2K was 69.99. Um, I don't know if that's accurate or not, but regardless, like it was recent. It wasn't a year ago, but it probably was 2, 3 years ago that we had that price hike.
Gotcha.
And then, now here we are with the Switch, and they're just saying, "Hey, Mario Kart World is $80 worthy." And I'll tell you, since I've played it, Misty and I both have played this game, but I don't know that it's $80 worthy. There's kind of been,
Yeah.
I don't know. The tracks, the open world is a cool aspect, but it's empty when you're riding around in it. There's not a lot that goes into that world,
Mm.
outside of just kind of driving around and completing a few puzzles. They're not even really challenges. The characters are very sparse. There's not a lot of like costumes slash skins for all the characters. Some of them don't have any skins, like Donkey Kong, who is one of the main Nintendo characters and being heavily pushed right now by Nintendo via, the Mario movie, the new Donkey Kong Bonanza, a new redesign for Mario Kart World. I mean, he's only got one skin in the entire, he's got two. He's got the main skin, and then you can unlock one extra, which is, we want to talk about $80. I mean, that's just kind of ridiculous when you look at that, in my opinion. I could be alone, but I don't think I am.
No, I agree. $80, like, you it better be loaded with content, like,
Yeah.
enough to either I mean, here's the deal, either have a fantastic story, pull something like, Expedition 33, or I have so much content that I could spend, 40, 50 plus hours playing it.
Yeah, I think that's great. Absolutely. I mean, you look at Expedition 33 and the hours that people have been pouring into that game. One of the guys I work with plays Expedition 33, and he said that's all he's been playing. He beat it recently, and he just started it over because he loves it so much.
Yeah.
Uh, Meanwhile, my wife and I, we played Mario Kart World, and we beat it, I think, in like 2 weeks. Beat it is like, can you really beat it? It's not story mode,
Yeah.
but we played all the cups. We, unlocked as much as we really cared to. We didn't feel like we had to go back to it, but 2 weeks with our schedules, just we didn't feel like we needed to go back to it. So, Sam, talk to me a little bit about with your Switch 2 build quality. How do you feel about it? I know you've played on a Switch, before, and we've, I think we have not really played handheld on that because we've played it together, and so was playing Smash and all that. But when you're holding that thing handheld, what do you feel? How does it feel in your hands? What's the build quality like? Do you like it? Is it not what you were expecting? Talk
I
to me.
mean, I think it's pretty excellent. I my biggest gripe with the Switch 1 and playing it handheld was that for me, it felt like a little too small.
Okay.
Um, and it felt kind of flimsy at some points.
Yeah.
And something when it first was announced that they were going to have like the magnetic connections for the Joy Cons on the Switch 2, I was a little skeptical because it sounded like that's just another thing to, go wrong.
Yeah.
But honestly, I really like it. It feels like they're very secure and like locked in, and the other one kind of felt like you could bump it and one would pop out or something like that.
Yeah. They were pretty
Um,
flimsy for the Switch
yes.
one, especially like how they slid in to the track, the Switch track, and then
Mhm.
like even like trying to take them back out was kind of just a nuisance.
Yeah.
But I agree, the magnetic Joy-Con for the Switch 2, surprisingly very sturdy, very strong.
Yeah, it is. And then not even to mention like the bigger screen is it's crazy. Like looking at it compared to a Switch 1 is like, wow, this is a much bigger product and
Yeah.
it looks like it's noticeable. It's not like, oh, it's just slightly bigger or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
I that's an interesting thing you bring up. The Steam Deck, I have the Steam Deck OLED.
yeah.
Love the console. My one complaint about it is that there's so much work that I feel like needs to, not so much, but there's these little things you gotta do before you can even play a game really on it, whether that's tinkering with the features or the settings. When you purchase a game, you always need to have internet to start the game. You can't just buy a game and then, like, if you're going on a long flight and you purchased a game, you better start it while you're in internet, because if you start it while you're on the flight after you purchased it, you're not gonna be able to play it on the flight, And so there's just these little things, but the reason why I bring it up is because you're talking about the Switch 2 screen being bigger and way nicer. I completely agree. I love it, and it doesn't have OLED. I wish it did,
I
but the screen
agree.
is still nice. But the Steam Deck is just a beast of a machine, and I don't mean that in like it is a good thing, but it's also just huge. Like I still would fly with it. I love my Steam Deck OLED, but the thing that I don't like about it as much is I feel like it takes me out of the gaming uh like atmosphere almost, I guess you could say. Like I want to just play a game in handheld mode.
Mm,
I don't want to feel like I'm on a computer and doing this or that because then it kind of takes me out of the gaming experience.
yeah,
I don't
I
know if
hear you.
you kind of get that vibe with the Switch too. It's nice because you could just turn on your game and jump into it and start playing it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And everything runs really smooth. It's like, granted, it's effectively the same software as the Switch One.
Right.
But I mean it works. The Switch One software was pretty good too.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I think that's one of those where it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Sure.
And that's pretty much what they did.
Yeah, to be honest, that's exactly what they did. And we have Xbox over here who's changing their UI every year, it feels like almost.
Yeah,
But
it's like, you don't have to do that.
yeah, what I will say, I mean, no shade to Xbox. I do appreciate that they're always working on it and improving it. I think they've come a long way from when the Xbox One S and One X were released. I was thinking like, what console generation are we on? The One X and the One S. We're on the Series X and Series S, but I'm talking about last gen. You know,
Mhm.
they've kind of always played with the UI at that point moving forward. Um, Sam, well, kind of moving on to story number two that we have. But with you having a Switch 2, we also recently got kind of like a perfect, timing for you. We did have a Nintendo Direct that recently came out. This was a partner developer direct. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Did you watch it? And if so, like, what were your overall thoughts of it? Kind of face value.
You know, there's a few things that I'm not sure I'd say, like, excited for. I think that them bringing Apex is something I'll be looking at. Like,
Yeah.
I might pick it up if it's gonna be free, like, sure, might as well because I have it
Yeah.
on PC. If it's I don't know if they're doing cross progression, but
I think they would.
yeah, then
Uh, Yeah,
I
I think they do.
I might look at it. Actually, Plants vs Zombies could be really cool too.
Okay.
I've always enjoyed those games, and they're just kind of chill, casual.
And that game
Um,
is getting a Switch 2 port, which is nice.
yes, yeah. Other than that, I mean, it here's the deal. I was hoping for, like a lot of other people, I was hoping for something on Silk Song, and that didn't
Right.
happen. And it's like that's fine, but
I
that
think
was the expectation.
I don't know if he was joking or not, but Jason Schreier recently posted on BlueSky saying that Silk Song's not going to get a release date, that we're just going to wake up one day and realize that it's been out for weeks. And so definitely was more of a joke on his end. But yeah, I think a lot of people like you are just like, when is Silk Song coming out?
Yeah, like something. Give like a range would be awesome.
Yeah. I get to work with students, which is awesome. But some of the students I was working with probably, gosh, a little over a month ago, I asked them, "What is your favorite video game?" And they said, "Hollow Knight." And I said, "Oh, are you guys ready for Silk Song?" And they could not stop talking about it. They're like, "It's taking too long," and they're so excited about it. So yeah, I'm hyped for you also that you're getting that. Uh, Talk to me. Ubisoft's Star Wars Outlaws. Does that interest you at all?
I just don't really think it's my thing. I think it's
Okay.
cool that they're bringing it to the Switch, but eh. If it performs exceptionally well, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like something I'm super, super like excited for.
Yeah. I never jumped into it just because it was a game that didn't really seem like it was going to grab my interest, to be honest. Um, I will tell you one thing that does have my interest, and I don't know that I'm going to buy it on the Switch too, but I'm glad they're bringing it, is Borderlands 4. There's
Oh
kind of been
yeah.
a little controversy with that game late, and I shouldn't even say that, just one of the directors came out and made a stupid comment, but um, other than that, and them kind of coming back and fixing it with, setting the price right for the Borderlands 4 when it does come out. But I think the fact that it is going to be releasing on the Switch 2 says a lot that one, they want to work with as many people to get this game as possible.
Hmm.
Um, but for me, I just don't know that I'm going to play it there. I do want to play Borderlands 4. And I think after Borderlands 3 and kind of not it wasn't too well received by, the majority of the Borderlands audience. I think they're kind of really focused on trying to make sure that this one hits home for a lot of people.
I agree. But kind of like you said, if I'm gonna play it, it's gonna be on my PC. Like
Right.
that's just how it is.
Are we getting
Unless,
crossplay?
ooh, I mean, I would hope so. If we don't get crossplay,
I think we are.
that'd be a
Oh,
terrible move on their part.
let's see.
I,
I would assume that we are, but I could be wrong.
I'm very much in
It
the
is
camp.
crossplay.
Okay, awesome. Like I'm in the camp that if it's not a PvP game, competitive PvP game, then it should be crossplay in 2025. Like, come on.
Right. I don't know why it wouldn't be moving forward.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Um, what about games like, you know, not a whole lot stood out to you? There's obviously the games that we see at this showcase. I think we're kind of on the same page. It's like, hey, I'm glad it was announced for somebody. That game is coming out and it's for
Yeah.
somebody. It's not for me, but it is for somebody. What is there like a game announcement you're kind of hoping for that comes out this year that not the game releases this year, but are you hoping to hear about something this year? Is there something that Nintendo has up their sleeve that we've yet to hear about maybe? What are your thoughts on all that, I guess?
Yeah. I mean, the number one thing that I was already expecting actually when they did their Switch 2 Direct back in, I think, April.
Mhm.
Uh, they are breaking the streak, Nintendo and Game Freak are, of making a mainline Pokemon game, every, I think, 3 years.
Right.
So Generation 10, which, you know, 10 is a huge, huge, huge mark for them,
Mhm.
um, was not announced. And normally, like, I think, kinda holiday, uh, every 3 years, we get a Pokemon game that's mainline, and that didn't happen.
So what are we getting this year?
Uh,
Pokemon
so,
what?
it's a Legends ZA, which is it's almost like a side story. It's not there to
Okay.
add a whole lot more content. It's there to, like, add more of a gameplay thing. So, like, another story
Okay.
to play, which
So is this a good thing that we haven't gotten a mainline story yet? You think they're cooking up something good, like taking their time with it?
I hope so. I mean, I think the issue is that well, there's 2 issues. One, Game Freak knows that people are gonna play their game no matter what. We saw
Okay.
it with Scarlet and Violet, like, they shipped it and it was very, incomplete, and
Okay.
it looked kinda like they at least visually, it looks like they didn't try. The mechanics, I think, were great,
Hmm.
but just wasn't very visually appealing.
Okay.
Um, and then I think that, you know we're at a point where they're kinda tiring themselves out on new, like, Pokemon designs. Like, they with Generation 9, Scarlet and Violet, they hit
Mhm.
over 1,000 different Pokemon. That's a
Wow.
crazy, crazy number.
That is big. Okay.
Um, so I part of it, I think, is that they're gonna have to work pretty hard to get Gen 10 to be unique,
And
but
you think they could do it?
I think they can do it. I think Game Freak has made excellent games before. That doesn't mean that they can't do it in the future.
I
Uh,
feel like Pokemon's gotten really big over the past few years. I mean, Pokemon's always been this mammoth of a property, right? IP,
mhm,
but do you think it's gotten like bigger in the sense of like people are just wanting the cards to sell them? Like I know there's a lot of people wanting to do that. You and I have some friends that do that. I think you even do that to a point,
mhm,
maybe.
yeah.
But what about is it like that? Is that the part of the IP that's blowing up, or do you think people actually have a genuine interest in Pokemon?
There there's people that have a genuine interest, and then there's the people who are taking, like, advantage of that. I'm
Uh,
actually for the past, I guess, maybe 5, 6 years, I've been back into the trading card game. I
mhm.
really like collecting stuff. Like, I guess not collecting stuff, but I like collecting the cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And kind of recently, we've seen a massive influx of people getting into the hobby. Um, and then with that comes people who will try to buy out everything, sell it at a higher price, all that. So there's a lot of people who got drawn into Pokemon and now are like, oh, well, there's nothing to buy. There's no new products right now. Um, and I think that that's going to be a good thing for the games coming out. I think
Okay.
that the Pokemon Company is gonna see, well, there's a whole lot of demand now for these new games, as a result of the trading card game and of they made, like, a mobile version where you can open up free packs every day, stuff like that, that isn't like the physical stuff.
Right.
So
And people do that?
oh,
Is that a big thing?
it's pretty big, yeah, I
Okay.
mean,
That's
I
cool.
they have a pretty I don't know the exact number, but I know they have a lot of, like, consistent daily users. So,
Okay.
I think they see that there's a lot more demand than there was the past 2, 3 games, and will hopefully, dump some resources into that.
I wonder if that's kind of why they're taking a few years to come out with the new main line. Maybe that's what it is. They've seen the demand, they're wanting to get it right, or hey,
Mhm.
we really need to, put something worth, people purchasing out there, I guess. I don't know.
Absolutely.
That could be
Well,
it though.
and you gotta look at, I think next 2026 is gonna be, the 30th anniversary of the, like, Pokemon,
Is it?
like, IP. So that'll
Wow.
if they land the 10th game, or I guess generation 10, that year, that's gonna be big for them, and they
Wow.
probably know that.
Okay. Wow. I
So
mean, that would be pretty cool then. That's awesome. What I guess when you look at Pokemon as an IP, they've done it all, the TV shows, the movies, the cards, the games. What are your thoughts on a Pokemon world? I thought I read somewhere recently that we were getting something like that, I think. I could be wrong.
yeah.
Um, let's see here. I don't wanna, speak out of nowhere, but it says a new theme park, Paramount Pokemon theme park called Poke Park Kanto is opening in Tokyo, Japan in early 2026. What are your thoughts on that? And what are some things in a Pokemon theme park you would like to see? What would you expect out of
You
a
know,
Pokemon theme park?
that's kind of a weird thing, like, I think it's cool. I don't really know what they're gonna do with it, though.
Uh huh.
Like, I don't know if they're going for, like, rides, stuff like that, or if it's just supposed to be, like, tourist attraction, like statues and stuff, kinda like Legoland is, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. Part of me wonders if it's just I there's a chance that it's promotion. I've seen some rumors floating around that it's gonna be promotion for their next mainline game
That they
because
do
it's
some
supposed to
promoting in
be
there.
yes, it is supposed to be, like, some big thing.
So are
Um
you saying maybe, you know, uh, kind of like Nintendo with Mario World, so, with Nintendo World, I guess, with them having, a
Mhm.
Donkey Kong theme park and him kind of being heavily involved with the Mario movie recently and got the Bonanza game and all of that. So are you saying some of the things they're going to incorporate in that theme park, they might introduce in the new game as well?
Either that or, well, I guess, yeah, that. I wouldn't put it past them. Not that it's a bad thing at all, but
No,
I could see it being the case.
I think that'd be great.
The one thing that I would say, I think I don't know if they'll do this, but the food in Pokemon games has actually always looked really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'd be interested to see if they do something like that. That could be kinda fun, but
In the games?
yeah, 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 yeah. They've got, it's very subtle, but they do eat the Pokemon in the games. Like, if you dig far enough and, like, look in shops and stuff, I they eat them.
I I just Google imaged Pokemon food
Oh
and
gosh.
I got some inappropriate things that popped up. I got a lot
Excellent.
of Pikachu's with his head bitten off and
Yep.
there's some other things.
Nice.
So not what you were probably talking about, but anyways.
Yeah.
That's cool though. Pokemon theme park coming out early 2026. I forgot about that. And vaguely remembered that that was actually a thing that was happening. Um, I think there's a lot to look forward to that. I know the Pokemon property is huge. I know that's
Oh
something
yeah.
that you love. It's something, mutual friends of ours really love and enjoy. I think, Pokemon theme park would thrive. Do we see that coming to the US in the near future? Do you think is
Oh,
there a big enough market in the US for that, would you say?
I'm gonna be honest. I think there is a market for it.
Okay.
I don't see them doing it though.
Huh.
Mostly because I mean, as we've seen with uh the trading card game as it's been recently, I think that people can get pretty unruly, I guess. And I just don't think that a theme park would be too conducive to
To
at
the
least
Pokemon property?
yeah, at least as it stands right now. If things calm down, maybe, but
Mhm.
it's bad right now. Like, I'm sure you've seen videos of people, like, shoving people over to get to cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's wild.
See, that's part of why I feel like it would do really good. I've seen all these TikToks of, like, people who are, like, kinda like what you said, yeah, shoving people over, but, I mean, I saw, like, one where, like, a dude was, like, standing at a vending machine, and he was just purchasing Pokemon pack after Pokemon pack when there was a line of people behind him,
Yes.
and I wonder, like, if they were to open a Pokemon theme park, I feel like that's just an easy toss up for them. Like, it would do really well, but at the same time, I think you're right. It would there be a bloodbath to get into it, you know?
Maybe at
Could
least
they
at first.
upsell these tickets? Where would they do a Pokemon theme park in the US if you think they did?
Oh, I think they'd have to do it in honestly, I feel like it would have to be in New York, in some capacity.
In New
Or
York, really?
oh, there's yeah, either that or I could see them doing it maybe somewhere in California too, but
Okay.
it would have to be, like, one of the big tourist states
You think
or
Orlando's
cities.
out of the question?
Maybe not out of the question,
Uh-huh.
but I think when you talk about I mean, you think about Pokemon Go, that was a big thing for a while, and then you have, like, them still doing events in Los Angeles and New York City every year,
Okay.
or, like, Seattle sometimes too,
If
actually.
they did it in New York, that'd be a different kind of theme park, but I would absolutely be open to that. That's interesting. Yeah, Pokemon, big property. There's lots to look forward to with that in the near future. I would assume with Pokemon
Oh,
ZA
yeah.
coming out, I'm kind of excited to see what you think of that once it releases. Um, but Sam, kind of sticking on the story of the Nintendo, our story number three is that the Nintendo Switch, OG Nintendo Switch, if I can call it that now, I guess, is getting a price hike. And I actually have a quote here from Nintendo on their website saying, and I quote, pricing for the original Nintendo Switch family of systems and products will change in the United States based on the market conditions effective August 3rd, 2025, which is today. These include Nintendo Switch OLED model, the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch Lite, and the Nintendo Switch accessories, which is actually a big deal. Other Nintendo products, including the certain Nintendo Switch 2 accessories, Select Amiibo, and Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo, will also see adjustments. Pricing for the Nintendo Switch 2 system, physical and digital Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as the Nintendo Switch Online memberships, will remain unchanged at this time. However, please note that the price adjustments may be necessary in the future. How does this quote strike you?
It it just seems kinda ridiculous to me. Like, what or the oh, I correct me if I'm wrong, the Switch one is priced at $299.99, right? Or
Uh,
is right now at least.
when it released, the original Nintendo Switch was 299. Yes, the Switch Lite I think was 200,
Mhm.
and then let me see here. The Switch OLED when that released that was 350. I'm trying to see. I don't know if they have um new price updates. I think the Switch OLED, let's see here. Da. I'm pretty sure the Nintendo Switch, here it is. Somebody uploaded it for us. Okay. The Switch Lite, originally $200, is going up to 229, so up $30. The Switch, originally $30, is going at $40, so 339.99. And then the Switch OLED is getting a $50 hike from 350 to 399. So $400 for a Nintendo Switch OLED. Sam, you just paid at minimum $450 for your Switch 2. So for $50 more, if you're about to buy an OLED, you can easily shell out if you can afford it, the extra $50, you could easily get the next gen console.
Yep.
Uh I mean, I it's not nice to one see consoles get a price hike. And the main reason why is because, typically when we go into the next generation, we see a price decrease,
Yeah,
right? And
absolutely.
here we are seeing a price increase. Um
I
Tariffs, yeah, I mean, they are a thing. We have seen it affect Xbox. Xbox Series X is worth more, I guess you could say. The trade-in value for it is not as good, but I see GameStop is selling a used Series X for more than what I paid for my Series X brand new.
yeah. I to me, I think they're done, like, making new Switch, like, Switch 1 and Switch OLED. I
Okay,
think that it is specifically to price people out of buying those and into buying the Switch 2, because people are gonna see,
interesting.
Switch 1, 340, "Okay, I can spend 100 more dollars and get brand new console."
Right.
Because Nintendo doesn't have a reason to sell Switch 1s anymore. I mean,
Yeah,
they're not gonna make any more games for them. Um, I they're probably gonna eventually, or I would imagine pretty soon, stop doing software updates.
right.
I I it just seems like we know that Nintendo is a little bit of a greedy company in
It
some
is.
ways, and I don't know. It stinks, but it's not surprising.
They're greedy. Will They will put their games on sale rarely, right?
And for, like, maybe 10% off.
10%. That's fair though. Yeah, you're 100% correct. Um, they'll put them out there for a few bucks off. Um, but also we kind of feed into that. We pay for these games over and over and over again, right? And
Yep.
so how many times have we purchased, I mean, I know you just got your Switch too, but I've purchased, multiple Nintendo games, a few different times, right? And so now that I've got a Switch 2, I'm like, hey, I would purchase, I mean, I got a free update for Mario Odyssey, but I would have purchased an update for that if it meant me getting a better looking version. And we did, and we got it for free. So thank you, Nintendo. That's awesome. But if they were to re-release Donkey Kong 64, which is not a well-received game, I understand that, but that was my Donkey Kong growing up, I would pay for it. If they
Yeah.
re-released the Mario All Stars, 3D All Stars, I bought that when they released it, in the short window that it was out there. So I mean, yeah, we buy these games over and over again, and we need to talk with our wallets. I totally get that, but it's Nintendo. They put out awesome games, right?
That's the issue. Like, yeah, they put them at a ridiculous price, but I unfortunately, they make good games, and they know that people are gonna buy it.
That's very true. They do. Um, I think you have a good point. Kind of going back a few minutes ago when you were talking about, if you're looking at the original Switch, you could easily see, hey, if I can afford the extra $100, if I do that, I can then be bought into the Nintendo Switch 2 ecosystem. It reminds me a lot of Apple. And when I think iPad, right? And so, uh, in, you know, somebody who does not need me to shout out their channel at all, but MKBHD. He actually did a great video on this with talking about the iPad, and I can't remember verbatim what he said. It's definitely out there on YouTube, so anyone could go find it. But he's talking about the iPad Air when that released. If somebody is one, how do they get you from an iPad Air to an iPad Pro, not an iPad Air to an iPad? It's like, well, you get different things. So when you're like with the iPad Air, you're like, oh, this is great at this price point, but I need more gigs, right? And so, or more storage. And so you pay the little extra to get the more storage, but then you find that you're at the same price that a regular iPad would cost at the lowest storage. You're like, well, is storage really that important, or should I get the upgraded iPad? And it's kind of the same thing. It's just the ladder system. And so you eventually find yourself at the iPad Pro as opposed to the iPad Air. And I think
Yep.
what you're saying is kind of similar, right? Nintendo
Yeah.
Switch is like we have a Switch Lite, a Switch, and an OLED. And now we've got a Switch 2. And we're kind of supporting both consoles right now.
Yeah. It's I'm interested to see, if people are still going to be buying the Switch at that price. I just don't think that that's not their goal. Nintendo doesn't want to sell more Switch ones. I mean, they're burnt out of those, I guess.
Sure. Well, it being one of the best selling consoles, not the best, but one of the best selling consoles of all time. Um, what I want to do is, let's see here. All right. What I do want to do, Sam, is kind of go over to our radar
Mm,
and talk a little bit about that. And radar, as everyone hopefully knows at this point with post credit chat, radar is where we just talk about a few things that are on the docket, things that we could talk about a little bit more in the future. But on our radar, we do have Jason Schreier. He also talked about on Blue Sky a couple days ago. Bioshock 4. I don't know if you've ever played a Bioshock. You've played Bioshock before.
yeah, love BioShock.
1, 2, 3,
Yep,
Infinite.
great
Okay.
series.
That's great. Well, kind of looking at Bioshock 4, Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg recently posted at Blue Sky saying this: the next Bioshock recently failed a publisher review, leading to a leadership shakeup and a narrative overhaul as employees worry that layoffs may follow. Sources tell Bloomberg. So essentially, what we're seeing over here is that Bioshock 4 was looked at and was not really well received. We are in a world where layoffs have kind of been taking place in every corner of the games industry. We saw it last year with PlayStation, with Xbox. I mean, it's EA, and recently with Microsoft, with about a little over 10,000 layoffs, not just at Xbox, but a percentage of those 10,000 were at Xbox. What are your thoughts on this? Because we look at Bioshock, a game that we want to love and we want to have. People have been asking for this for some time now. And well, I don't know. How do you receive all this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it stinks. I know that the company that's working on BioShock has also been talking about another game called, I want to say it's called Judas for
You're
a
right. They
while,
have been.
and I mean, neither of those games have come even close to even getting like real trailers or release dates, anything like that. I I feel like this happens a lot in the game industry, and it has happened a lot, especially like more recently.
Right.
But I mean, we get these companies that say, "Hey, we're making this game. Here's a teaser for it," and then go radio silent for 3 or 4 years. And I think that games should start kind of doing what they did before, and maybe a year ahead of release say, "Hey, here's our trailer. Here's when it's coming." That's it.
I agree. And we look at Judas. I'm trying to pull up this information right now, but Judas was announced back in 2022. Uh, and it looks like, I mean, it has some gameplay in it. I mean, there's some cinematic parts to it, but there's definitely some gameplay in that trailer, it looks like. Um, is that a game you're looking forward to, Judas?
It's if it looks good, I'll get it. But at this point, I I don't know much about it. I don't even
Okay.
know if they're still making it. They haven't said anything about it in a
Yeah.
long time.
That's fair. I mean, what we got it in 2022, as I just said, but we haven't really heard anything much from there since
Yeah.
that time. So yeah, those are good questions. It sucks that we have developers who are scared about layoffs, in an industry where um, AI can easily probably take over uh, I don't know what percentage of the jobs in the games industry, but I know that is a big worry from a few developers that they have posted and put out there. But when we look at these layoffs taking place, what are some of the thoughts that come to your head when we talk about these things? Because that can mean a few things with layoffs. That one, we saw Perfect Dark that was coming out for the Xbox, right? We were going to get a Game Pass release for that. No longer, the Xbox killed that studio. It's no
Yep.
longer coming out. Uh, when we look at layoffs, I guess, does this worry you for BioShock 4? Does this worry you for other games that you hope to see one day? Are we going to see them? Are we not?
I mean, my thought is, yeah, it sucks that people are getting laid off, and I don't want AI to come in and take anything. I think that that's just a recipe for lower quality games, and also just we don't need that.
Hmm.
But I mean, I think my main thing is that we have with the games industry in particular, it's almost like we get an open window into seeing how they're made. Whereas with movies, it's like, things are a little more closed off. Projects get canceled all the time. And the same thing happens with video games, we just see it a little more.
Sure.
So, as much as it is disappointing to see things get canceled and like studios get axed, I mean, unfortunately, it's not foreign to that industry.
Yeah,
Um,
and it sucks. I completely agree with you. I think we've seen enough of it lately to where rightfully so, these other developers, like the ones at 2K who are worried about their jobs for BioShock 4, they have the right to be worried, right?
Absolutely.
They
Yeah,
what other example have they seen recently to say that they should not be worried, right?
that's a
I
good
agree with you.
question. I
Uh,
mean, we see like, uh, shoot, I was going somewhere. If it comes back to me, I'll mention it again. But
you're good. I mean, this is something I definitely want us to stay on top of and keep covering. But yeah, I mean, right now, there's nothing out there to be said that they are going to be laid off. But for them to be worried, I think that's a big enough thing for us to talk about. So we'll
absolutely,
definitely be staying on top of that and trying to cover that as best we can. Kind of moving on to a lighter topic, I should say. We did have bio, not bio. We had Battlefield 6. We knew it was coming. We didn't know what it was going to be called, especially with us having all these random titles that we have had with Battlefield 5 to or Battlefield V. We don't even know if that's what they intended for it, but then Battlefield 1 to Battlefield 2042. And now here they are just saying, you know what? Battlefield 6. That's what this is. And so and they did me for that to be Battlefield 5, Battlefield V. But anyways, but here we are, Battlefield 6. Uh, I'm gonna be honest, Sam. This is a game I'm excited for.
absolutely, yeah.
I didn't know I would say this about, a Battlefield game, but I mean, talk to me. Are you excited for this?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think
Cool.
my thing is, uh, Battlefield made excellent games pretty much up until 2042,
Sure.
and 2042 had its issues, and I think that they're gonna learn from that.
Okay.
Um, and, the studio behind it, again, they've made so many really good games that, they had their kinda flop, and I think that they'll do good with this one, and the trailer looks phenomenal.
It looks great. They have gameplay out there. I know IGN put out 30 minutes to an hour somewhere in there of gameplay. I was watching a little bit of it earlier tonight and it looks phenomenal. Looks like a great game. Uh, you and I are not foreign to the uh uh what is it called? Not the battle royale, I should say, games. We played some Fortnite together. We've definitely had our time in Warzone. We're
Oh, yeah.
playing Apex still to this day. Um, but I'm kind of excited because from what we know, they are bringing a battle royale to the Battlefield 6 gameplay, or to the game. What is something that they need to do to separate themselves from Warzone, would you say?
Oh, well, actually, something that I've seen them mention is they're not gonna go crazy with the, like, non-immersive skins, I guess you would call them, and honestly, I'm here for it. I like the
Yes.
kinda funny skins, but leave that to Fortnite, you know? Call
Right.
of Duty implementing that, I think, just sent them down a bad path, and I just don't think they should have done it,
Yeah.
and I think that I say realism, but as much as it can be, being in Battlefield 6, I think that'll be really cool, and I'm
I
excited
agree.
for it.
I'm glad they're kind of moving away from that to kind of get more on a serious note. But yeah, Battlefield 6, I'm excited for this. I think this is a game that you, myself, and maybe some of our other mutual friends that we can all spend a lot of time in together. Uh, this is a game that I have no problem purchasing.
No, yeah,
I mean, I definitely want to check it out, get some reviews on it, and see what people think about it. But especially for us to review it on our channel, yeah, I'll buy it. I'm here for it. Let's get some good
100%.
good gameplay in there, and if it's fantastic, then a game that's that big, yeah, I'm here for it. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Heck
But
yeah.
we'll talk a lot more Battlefield 6 as we get closer to that release date. I'm super excited for that game. I know you are. Man, we had a good show today. We talked a lot of Nintendo. We got to talk a little bit about 2K and BioShock, kind of what's going on over there. And our thoughts are definitely with their development team. I hope that they're able to, you know, kind of pull things together over there, but that's something we'll absolutely be staying on top of. And obviously got to talk a lot about Battlefield 6 or a little bit about Battlefield 6. So thank you guys for joining us today. So glad you spent your time with us. Again, remember you can find us at all of our socials, which is Blue Sky, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. But yeah, thank you guys. Have a good day. Peace.